Welcome everyone to another session of Flames of the Divine. And last session will be recounted by Heaven. So Dream, what happened last session? Quite appropriate, I think.
I think she's BRB.
Then we will wait on her.
Okay.
Actually, no, I'll just reroll. Okay, Rudy, what happened last session?
That's punished, right?
We talked to some people, met a new guy. Now we're going to some sort of temple, I guess.
Ooh.
Hi, I'm back.
Okay, okay. I rolled for the recount and I got you. I noticed you were away, so we had Rudy do it instead. But if you want,
No thanks.
suit yourself. So, and so, Heaven, I think after that dream, it's safe to say you're the first to wake up. Tattoo is still there.
Evan quickly grabs her hunch's coke. Quick question, DM. Is this tattoo alive? Like it moves around
Yeah,
at its.
yeah, it is. It is alive and it is smart enough to hide under your clothes.
Evan sighs as she looks at her now covered arm. At least we're in agreement on that.
And of course, as I said, and right now this would invite only awkward questions.
And Evan practically jumps, thinking to herself, "Shit, I forgot all about that."
Yeah, his voice is in your head.
Great, now I'm crazy.
Yeah. Oh no, Heaven, no. You're not crazy. That we don't want, and we don't want anyone to think that. That is part of why I must hide for the moment.
Evan looks around, making sure no one is peeking in on her before she says, "When do you expect to collect?"
Uh, uh in, in, in well, it will be an ongoing process. Before before we cast down the usurper, we must first learn how. No.
That's true. But I do have to hide this,
Oh,
seeking knowledge of Virna.
oh,
The the others know I don't like her, and if I dig up information about her, that might make things suspicious.
well then, in that case, be discreet for now. Together, perhaps we can come up with some excuse in time. We will wait for the opportunity to present itself.
Just one last question before I go off for breakfast. What do
Uh,
I what do I call you?
uh, uh, um, oh, of course, I did not give you my name. How unforgivably rude. My name is Ishak.
Okay, DM would heaven know who this guy is.
Very, very unlikely. He, he, like it's yeah. I can't imagine you would like even if you got. I don't know how. Like I don't. Let me put it this way: if you rolled and got a nat 20, I don't know how I justify it.
I
Yeah. So there's no way you'd know.
All right. Well then, you shock. Shall we go about the day then?
And let us be off. Uh, 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 now, okay, uh, 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 so dawn is just like the sun is like peeking over the treetop. It's sort of just peeking over the treetops at this point. You're all starting to get up. The floor is yours.
Sela
Alrighty.
stresses as she wakes up and hops out of the tent and looks up to the rising sun. Much better. Well, hope everyone else is up yet.
At this point, Heaven comes out. Morning, CeeLo. She hides her um discomfort about Yashak, or at least tries to, from CeeLo.
Morning, Heaven. It's good to see you.
You have a good sleep?
It was a restful night.
Yeah. I wish I could say the same for me. It happened again.
Nightmare?
Nightmare.
Hmm. And you had the amulet with you, right?
Heaven pulls out the amulet. Right here.
I wonder if those are connected. For now, did you get any more answers out of it?
Uh, yes and no. It's a little vague at the moment. Maybe with time I'll remember it.
Hmm. Very well.
I did come out here last night to clear my head after that. Talked with Talos and we had an interesting topic.
Uh, okay. So first of all, Rudy, ask Udi, do not. Please don't just roll. Second of all, I'll Heaven roll deception, please.
Where's she, what is she, how is she even there?
I didn't want to interrupt their conversation because they were talking back and forth.
Hmm.
I also wanted to roll because, based on the map, Rudy is within earshot.
Hmm. And, and well, uh, and wait until the conversation. Well, wait until the conversation is over to bring it up. Then.
Or type roll
Okay.
insight.
Okay, just forget. Never mind.
It's okay.
No, never
It's
mind.
okay.
Go back to your conversation.
Anyway, Heaven looks to CeeLo. We were talking about, surprisingly, what type of mate we prefer. And
Oh,
I got to wondering, what is your type?
type. Hmm. Suppose I don't really have one, honestly. I'm not really indifferent right now.
You're not
I
really
see.
you're not really indifferent.
I just never cared. I always cared about fortunes and like seeing into the people, not what their appearance are.
I I was talking about your grammar, dear, but I understand. you're still spreading your wings, as they say. Trying to
Possibly.
trying to fly before building a nest.
Well, I flew pretty far, I would say. Still, I just haven't really thought of it. That's all. I'll let you know later on.
Very well. Take all the time you need. I'm not in I'm not in any hurry.
Understandably so. I mean, I don't think that information would be very useful regardless, but I suppose people can be curious.
It reminds me, is everyone else did you see anyone else wake up?
I'm really
Any
paying attention.
or is anyone else's unless Stila has something to say?
I mean, Talus is just getting in his morning exercise, really, but that's about it.
It's a really quiet morning, isn't it? Considering we're about to walk into death.
I would say just about. But sometimes there's always a calm before the storm, right? What they say.
Um yeah.
Speaking of, I
Oh,
guess.
wait. Sorry to interrupt. Dima would now be a good time for Talus to do that fine steed thing.
Oh yes, yes, absolutely.
All right. Uh, After he's finished with his morning routine, he kind of comes out, sits by this tree, and he starts trying to get a feel for how he does this, since he's got this inkling or instinct, but he's trying to feel through the spell. I guess you could say to summon a steed.
Right. Uh, 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 go ahead and click on the on the spell real quick, just so I can see some details.
Sure thing.
Okay, so it's okay, so okay, so uh, uh, what manner of steed do you desire?
Uh, I would say, considering the extra steeds that you allowed me, I would say Talus would go with something familiar. I'd say an axe beak.
Then an axe beak you shall have. Let me just get that ready. I did not. I did not quite prepare your mounted. Your mount. The mount. The mounts are. Uh, uh, the mounts are slightly altered for the spells. I did not prepare because I did not know what you would pick. Okay. A, a, it, it, so, what language would it understand?
Let's see.
Yeah.
Mm, I would say, what language would it understand? just to kind of keep its connection with Talos, I'd say it would understand Leonin.
All right. And, and last question, what's its name?
Lux. Lux.
All right. It- and there you go. So, yeah. So, describe to me exactly what the ritual looks like.
Been thinking about that for a bit. I would say what it looks like. It almost looks like Talos mumbles some words to himself, almost like an incantation, and holds out his hand well into the holds out his hand, and as it does, it almost seems like Lux materializes from the ether almost.
Yeah. Yeah. So, uh, uh, yeah. So just like one instant he's there, or the next instant he's just there.
Well, more of like kind of riding in on like spectral flames, I guess you could say.
Hmm. Okay. So, this so this so a this enormous blue bird just it appears in front, it just materializes in front of you. Like it's like you look at its eyes and it looks just a little bit more intelligent than the other ones in the pride, and of course its coat is quite a bit cleaner because it hasn't had an opportunity to get dirt on it until now.
So that's how this works. Well, I guess I'll make sure to get you saddled up and bridled.
Yeah, yeah, like you go into, yeah, like you just head into like the part of the camp that's like not on the map, like further this way, mm, eh, eh, which is the majority of the camp, and like yeah, like you could just like there are places where you can just grab one.
Yeah, Talos passes by them with Lux and To. He says, "Good morning, you two."
Yeah, you should have control. You should have control of the token. Can you just check?
Uh, I don't, but all right.
Okay, let me fix that. Okay, try now.
Nope.
Uh, okay, try now.
There we go.
Yeah. Okay, one moment. I just yeah. It's yeah. So you basically it, yeah. So roughly equivalent. Yeah. So yep. Here you go. One burb.
All right, but yeah, Talos leads it up, passes by CeeLo and Heavenly. Says, "Good morning. I'm sorry, I can't stop and chat. I need to go and get this. I need to go and get Lux here. I'll fit it out. I'll see you all in a bit. Yes.
When did you get another bird?
Oh, I just summoned him.
I'm surprised you weren't watching, CeeLo. He literally summed it right there.
No, guess I'm just not paying attention very well.
All right. Well, I'll see you two later. I'll be back in a moment. And Tyler leads on off into the encampment.
Evan then looks to CeeLo. Well, shall we get some breakfast then?
Sure, I suppose we can.
Well, we got a long day. Might as well fill up.
Tilo would simply head inside the tent.
Evan follows.
Oh, Rudy, you up?
Yes.
Grab some breakfast then, real quick.
Sure.
Okay.
For some reason, Evan feels nervous about Rudy. Hello?
Rudy will grab breakfast.
Yeah, Heaven just had Ruby. Heaven's. I just said Heaven seems a little nervous about Rudy.
Yeah, I heard you.
Okay, I just wasn't sure.
I think Talos is gonna ride that bird all the way over to the temple.
Probably.
We should probably head there when Telos gets back.
No, it is his tribe, so I'm pretty sure he wants to say his goodbyes to his family.
And I understand that, but I don't know. I guess I'm just eager to get the stuff done on today.
Hmm.
Might be from all the energy I got from my nightmare last night.
I'm gonna roll inside if I can.
Go ahead.
And I rolled deception.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't mean to click that, but okay.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like deception is like, I don't know that you're not lying to them exactly, but deception is as good a thing as any.
Yeah.
So, and so Silo seems legit. Rudy, from your earlier role from overhearing, Heaven's hiding something. Like she seems to be avoiding talking about something. You're not entirely sure what.
Okay.
Alrighty. Well, I've heard of that, but if it works, it works.
Evan just shrugs her shoulders. I honestly don't know. I guess I don't know. I want things to be done, and it's the only idea I got.
Like, ugh, uh, well, uh, uh, I'm not, not, uh, like, well, like, says just like, I mean, not says Dene, like, Dene, it just gets up and starts like mixing up the basically, uh, basic, basically like your base like your breakfast right now is basically fried yam, m's and fish. Eh, Ish and like says it gets up. Well, I don't know what you've all been up to that my brother is suddenly dumb enough to go to the Forbidden Temple, but well, keep him alive, or I'll see you all roasted.
Still
Believe us,
only
believe us, Danae. He Talos is more than capable of taking care of himself, even if we assist.
So that that's true, but so were many of the other people who went up there, and still none of them ever came back.
Is there any information you could tell us about this place that we haven't discussed?
Well, I do know that. Well, occasionally, some of the people who went up there would have companions, and just people standing by at the entrance just to wait for for their return. There have been stories that some of these companions heard singing.
Singing. What happens after the singing?
Silence.
Having, like, she grimaces. Okay, there's no way one of those are here. I've heard stories, but it sounds like this something my brother told me about a creature called a siren.
And, and so Silo, you would know about Siren, and they're a perfectly civilized race. Some of them, many of them live in Lundrock.
what's so special about sirens?
Heaven. I think that you would not know this.
I I only heard a bit from my brother, but I don't know. I think they I think it's something to do with singing, but I can't remember.
More things than sirens sing.
Yeah, but
Uh,
a siren's tone is normally has a mythical property. It can also be a very powerful bard.
oh,
You ever heard of a succubus? They sing too.
I guess the three of us should be at the forefront then.
There are things called incubuses too. Here's an example.
And and and, and, and like Heaven, you know a thing or two about succubi and incubi. Like fiends in your hometown have a weird relationship. You know that that one can transform into the other basically at will.
There, Evan relays this. They're basically one and the same. It's their will if what of what they want. But eh, we might need to figure something out to block the singing. He then looks to Dene. I don't suppose you have some candle wax or something.
Uh, it, well, I mean, we don't. Someone in, I mean, in some and someone someone in someone further, someone else in the encampment might. Creon's always got weird stuff like that. I mean,
So
like
he might so he might have something like earplugs.
maybe. Also, oh, and another thing you should know, not to do with the temple, but the land surrounding it. It it it's it it uh, well, you're on this side of the river, which is good, because so is the temple on this. The temple, like but the temple, like, you'll and there's the temple is only accessible by a land bridge. It's that sort of straddles the river. Understand? And the temple itself was on like the temple itself is on this side of the river, but the entrance is on the other side. Right now, and so you're going to have to find a way across the river, which is not easy because the only bridge in the area was knocked down by the thunderstorm 2 days ago.
So we either wait for low tide or come up with a different plan.
Oh, even at low tide, I wouldn't swim if I were you. If the rapids don't get you, the lampreys will.
How long is this bridge?
In like, I don't know, it was long enough to get across the river. I never really measured it.
No, that's fair. It's not something you can jump across, obviously. Then, man.
No. Like, yeah, like, hey, like, yeah, like you look outside at the river right now, and yeah, no, like, this river is wide. Like, this is the kind of thing you need a boat for, or if you want to just go across.
Okay.
What you measured just now was like basically just like a little mini cutoff bit that leads to this like little island.
Gotcha.
Yeah, like yeah, like yeah, like this over here. This is the main river, and it's way wider.
Fair enough. Hmm. Hmm. Depending on the situation, we'll figure something out then.
Yes, like and yeah, yes. I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know. You might be able to scale the cliffs on this side. I don't know how you are at rock climbing. Like,
Syl looks to her own arms, her own noodle arms, and then she looks back to everyone else that's Leonin and simply sighs.
well, yeah, and in and well, of course, there's lots and lots of gnolls, as we understand it.
Yeah. The fact that they cut down the bridge means they're very confident in what they're going to do.
Oh, they did not. No, they did not knock out the bridge. The storm 2 days ago did.
Oh, that's interesting. So, wait, when did they get across to the temple? Was it before the storm?
They've been there for a few weeks now.
Okay. Just want to make sure I get the timeline correct.
Yes.
Is now a good time for Talos to come back, or should
Oh, yeah.
I? Okay. Talos comes back with Luxel, bridled and saddled, and he says, sorry, I'm so late for breakfast. I had to get my new mount equipped. Geared up.
Malak just like looks out at it. Looks very shiny. You sure you don't want one with a bit more experience?
Well, I appreciate the thought, Malak, but well, I can't telepathically communicate with the other ones like I can with my mount.
Malak thinks about that for a moment, and then looks out over here at his own mount, and he gets that new mission in life look in his eyes.
I don't know how long it will take, but I am going to create a mental bond with this thing.
Yeah, like you do know that, you do know that your brother sucks at magic even by Leonin standards. So who knows how this is gonna go?
This can only go so well,
Yeah.
but I'm sure he makes up for it in other ways.
Yep.
But yeah, Talos gets his share of breakfast, eats it all up, and rather quickly.
It's local flavored fish and chips, basically.
Ah, taste of home. I miss this cooking. I really have.
Yeah. But and well, if you don't, and well, if you don't die, maybe you could get others if she gets back.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
I actually do have a small gift I wanted to share with everyone, but well,
Huh?
as luck would have it, mother and father were not here.
Oh. Like Malik pipes up. I like gifts.
Well, I suppose at least a small taste for the road is good luck. Wouldn't be a bad idea. And Talos, making use of this from all the way back from first session, pulls out his water skin of high quality wine.
And you got us water?
Pomegranate wine, actually, from Lundruck.
Oh. I don't know what. And I don't know what a pomegranate is, but wine is always good.
Do be sure to water this down. For whatever inane reason, the outsiders like their wine incredibly strong. You'd almost think their stomachs were made out of steel.
And like Dene gives it a sniff, like, oh, whoa. Wow.
As I said, water it down.
Right. Oh, and I actually have one last thing for you before I set off. I've been, and like, I got up early this morning. Just been and busy. Right. And so okay, so and she hands you a and Danae hands you a stoppered vial. Just if you're up against anything big, drink this. It'll make you a little bit less likely to die.
One of your experimental elixirs, I take it?
That is correct.
Well, Talos gives a firm grip on it and puts it in his satchel.
Yeah. So out of character, if you drink that, it will increase it's your armor class by 1 for 10 minutes.
Scylla pokes her head behind Talos over to Danae. And she just gives off the brightest smile. Got anything for me?
I don't really have. No, I- I- you know, I don't. I only really have the materials to make one of those a day. I'm afraid, but I do have something special just for you. And she claps you on the shoulder. You have my best wishes of good luck.
Oh, that's heartwarming to a degree. Thank you. I'll make sure your brother doesn't die.
Uh, 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 please, please, please do. He doesn't write to us enough as it is. It wouldn't be able to write at all if he was dead. Unless, I need to talk with Creon. I had an idea.
A
Now,
man
like now,
has many words.
so Talos now says as I mean now Danae's got her idea face.
Oh no.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Like
tell it.
like
Sorry.
yeah, your parents left the two chaos children home alone.
Oh well, when the responsible one is out training, what do you expect?
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
Talos looks to the rest of the party and he says, "What do you all say? At least one small drink for good luck."
Of the wine, correct?
Yes.
Still narrows her eyes as she chose to give me hand.
All right. Well, Talos makes sure to anyone who wants any pours some out and watered down, obviously, just a
Yeah.
small drink.
Scylla does not water down her wine.
Yeah, like at the sense of that, both Thax speaks just like poke their head it's through the window, just sniffing.
And of course, Talos looks to Lux and he says, "Lux, I need you sober so we can get through to the plateau."
Roll an animal handling.
Oh god, I got an unwieldy spirit as as a mount, didn't I?
it, it, yeah. Uh, it's mm, yeah. So Lux doesn't make any move. Lux makes no move towards it, but but he doesn't look away from the wine either. You know, and Malik and whereas Malik is just gets up and hey, no, you, no, and he just like grabs him by the reins and just like no. Like, he just grabs his own mount by the reins and just leads him away. No.
Scylla stares to Lux, eyeing him, and then drinks the wine in front of him.
You're just having a stare down with this axe beak. Yeah. So, like, Danae's like looks at her wine like, I really should water it down, but
You're a
and then she
coward
drinks it
if you
without water,
do.
and then she just drinks it, and then she just swigs it without watering it down, and passes her Constitution check with flying colors.
That's my big sister.
Oh.
She isn't a coward like you, Callus.
Oh. Whoa. I need to visit. Is it Lundruck? Their wine is really good.
It is, but their potency is certainly interesting.
Mm-hmm. What would happen if I set it on fire?
Let's not say we did, shall we?
I kind of want
Coward.
to see this. Told you.
Yeah.
Oh yes, the man who wades into combat, while the rest of you stay back is the coward.
I actually rushed in last time, so that is an oxymoron to itself, is it not?
Do do you want the first line of defense to be hammered when you get into a fight?
Scylla just downs her wine.
Roll.
That's a
Okay,
yes.
you okay? You've had all of it, so it's a roll your Constitution save. Yeah, you're kind of tipsy. This is
I'll have
very strong wine.
I'll have you know that I was also the first line of defense to some sort of understandable degree. If she like sways left and right.
Talos sighs and he just says, stands still and puts a hand on her head and uses 5 points of lay on hands to cure her drunkenness.
and so Silo, you immediately accelerate all the way through the drunkenness and through the hangover, like just all at once.
Huh. Not really that strong, honestly. I guess I can go for more.
Yeah, no, he takes a cup away from her.
What? No! Tally!
No,
Please!
no.
Kevin's struggling not to laugh, but is failing.
Look, I'll make you a promise, CeeLo. When we get back from the plateau, we can drink ourselves silly.
Can I roll persuasion to get the cup?
Not on a player, you can't.
Can I
But Dallas is.
speak?
Oh, go ahead, sure.
Rudy will stand up and then say, I can show you something better.
Huh? What do you mean?
Talos, would you follow me outside with CeeLo?
Okay, then.
Rudy is going to cast Featherfall on CeeLo and then look to Talos and say, throw her in the air as high as you can.
All right, then. Talos picks her up with a second thought, and
I didn't consent to this.
too bad.
And he yeets her into the air.
I am not consenting to this.
Featherfall doesn't require consent.
You just see her arms flailing in the air.
Talos sort of winds up and just chucks you into the air.
Ledwood?
And so, so, Silo, so Talos, do you just throw it straight up, or is it in any sort of direction?
Just kind of straight up.
Okay, so yeah, with that roll, Silo, you get a good 15 feet up into the air.
I don't feel good. And then she flails and screams in the air. I did not consent to this.
Yeah, and also with the sudden jolt, like nah, actually no, you wouldn't get nauseous. Your pet as the alcohol.
Still lands undignant finally on the ground afterwards.
Want to go again?
No. Rudy's not my friend anymore.
Talos kind of gives an almost shit-eating grin and turns to Rudy and holds out his hand to her. Kind of like in the high five gesture.
Rudy just gives a shake of her head and then just heads back inside.
I
All
will
right.
have my
Let me-
revenge.
Let me know when we're leaving.
Sure thing. Oh, yes, that's right. Before we leave, didn't Dene say that Zero was looking for us?
Mm, uh, mm, and, mm, and
Yeah, last
yeah,
session.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
pretty.
yeah. She did. She did.
Yes, Scylla's out of commission for a little bit, so she wouldn't respond to that.
Yeah.
Talos picks her up and says, "Lux, over here, please." And he puts CeeLo on Lux's back.
Sheila,
He says, "Rudy, we're going." Sorry, CeeLo. I'm sorry. But yeah, Talos says, "Rudy, we're going to go quickly talk to the matron. I'll come back and get. Well, do you want to come along or?
let me know when we're leaving.
All right then."
Sheila,
He
while you were in the air, 15 feet up in the air, you were able to get a wide view of the small village. You're able to see many Leonin gladly going about their day. See the elf in the distance still trying to bargain their way out of the ropes. Able to see down the cliff to the water as it rushes past. That's all I wanted to do. You can continue now.
cool. But yeah, But yes, Talos says, come along, Heaven. Let's go quickly touch base with Zior and then final preparations and be on our way." And Talos just sort of leads everyone back up towards Ziora, sort of just parking Lux down here for a moment. Says, "I'll be back in a moment, Lux."
Mm-mm. Mm. And eh, you're here. And you're here. Good. I'd like to talk to you. Talk to you all before you go. Oh, oh, um,
By all
the
means.
nulls have the nulls, and and once you get once you get to the plateau, when you see the nulls for yourself, uh, uh, of of I'd like to know more about this of this warlord they've united under, this Lagon.
Aegon?
Uh, and like out of character, you've heard it before.
From
Yeah,
Ladon.
yeah. Now, a few gnolls, that is no concern of ours. Uh, uh, as any one of the like any one of us can take 5 of them, but and but and but the well, they know the Gorskal pack knows the dangers of the plateau as well as we do, and yet they have taken it in force. as likely under this Ladon's orders. And so I wish to know more about him. Eh, 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 can you look? If you are at the plateau, whatever information you can learn of him, send it back here. I want to know if these gnolls are becoming a threat now.
We'll do what we can. Anything else?
No, that's about it. Good luck.
Talos gives a firm nod and looks to everyone. All right. I just need to make one final preparation, then we should all get going.
I
Yeah, Neku?
said I as an agreement.
Oh, AYE, gotcha.
Yeah.
Talos heads on back down, gives a sort of a farewell to Bundy for the moment, takes Lux, and he heads on over to Creon's tent.
Okay. Okay. As you head in Creon, and is hitting what appears to be a rock with his staff. Like, just like he's got this like round little rock on the floor, like on the floor, and he's just like whacking it with the end of his staff. Like, come on, you little shit, crack open, and crack open for Uncle Creon, and like.
It's always interesting to see what you're up to whenever I walk in.
Hey, Talos. I'm gonna borrow that sword. Maybe it can cut stone.
It is magical. I don't think it will lose its edge, so I suppose just don't break it.
And no worries. And like he puts the stone on a bigger stone, like just and then grabs a hammer from behind his desk, and like sort of and sort of basically like he like does as a hammer and chisel thing against the round rock, using your sword as the chisel, and then it falls open, revealing itself to have been a geode. There we go. There you go.
That will be a nice little trading item for whoever stops by next.
Yeah, as soon as I can figure out what it does, there's something magic about it.
Speaking of magical, I would like to trade a couple of items of interest for some of your ointment, if that is okay with you.
Ooh, what you got?
Talos pulls out the pair of diamond eyes he pulled out from the kitsune, the stuffed kitsune.
Ooh, well, these aren't magic, but they're shiny.
From my understanding, they're diamonds. And from what little I know of magic, some require diamonds as a material component, so maybe you can find some use for it.
That is true, although it's not something Lynn and have ever been able to do, unfortunately. It requires, gods.
Then maybe you can sell it to some poor sap well, then maybe you can sell it to some poor sap who's following. What's that sea god's name again? Whatever. Maybe you can sell it to one of. Maybe you can sell it to one of them for a marked up price.
I don't see a lot of them around here, but whatever. He just like tosses it. He just like sticks them behind the counter. Okay, so these for one of the ointments. That seems fair. What else you got?
Oh yes. My companion Heaven wished to know if you had any earplugs.
Ear. I mean, not really.
So we're out of luck on that one, are we?
Yeah, I mean, why? What do you need earplugs for?
Actually, that's a good question. He looks over to Heaven. Why do you need earplugs?
There's something singing in the temple, and some of us think that may be the reason why nobody's come back yet.
Oh, he looks back to her and is like, "Well, there you have it."
I mean, probably got some old candles you can use. Like he pulls out he roots around behind his desk and this will do. I use I use this one because I like the atmosphere it provides, and he hands you a tallow candle.
All right then.
Yeah.
He passes it off to Heaven.
See about making some earplugs for us then. Takes the candle and heads back to the hut.
Now, and he returns his attention into you. Tell us. Is there anything else?
That should be fine.
All right then. Thanks for letting me borrow your sword. And he returns his attention to the geode. Now, let's see what secrets do you hold. Oh, you shut up! And he says to the skull, on the shelf.
All right, Talus comes out, and he'll go over and fetch Rudy, assuming no one else wants to do anything else in preparation.
All Heaven's doing is carving some earplugs for the entire party from the candle.
I have the hiccups, but I'm here.
Gotcha.
Rudy will follow.
Oh yes. DM, should I roll for how many doses of the ointment?
Yeah. Go ahead.
So four doses.
Three doses. Oh, wait. 4. Oh, it's +1. I don't actually have the item up, so I'll take you at your word.
Yeah, it's 1d4 plus 1.
All right then. Okay, so is that everything you need?
I'm all good on my end. Everyone else ready to go?
Heaven hands
Mhm.
everyone earplugs.
Yes, I am.
Oh,
We are.
no.
I am.
No. Thank you, Heaven.
So
And
you set out then?
yep.
Okay, so you head north Earth, and with a bit of a larger part already than and you had when you entered the camp. Like Lux is generally pretty well behaved. Eh, eh, Even though you do have to like keep control over him when he tries to go after any like small rodents and see spots on the ground. And Gregor is quiet. Now, after about half a day's travel, it's getting on to late afternoon by the time you get home. You see, and you see the large plateau looming in the distance, and around the base of it, you can just make out figures. Is just like swarm a swarm moving around it, like ants on an anthill almost. This is where you are. You are on the bottom right corner, and way farther out than this map would suggest. This is like you are very far away right now.
Oh, this is impressive.
Yeah, like so yeah, Talos. The first thing you notice, it's like you can just make out palisades. The gnolls have fortified their position.
Seems like they're expecting to go to war. They've made this their fortress.
Yeah, like you can only so far you can only see from the south. Like you can't at all see what's happening inside the plateau right now.
Talos makes a point to, well, for the moment, he makes a point to hide his little pendant from the Firemane tribe. He'll be identified as one regardless, but just to, add safety so that he doesn't inadvertently bring down the hammer on his pride.
Right.
From the looks of it, they've got this thing completely fortified and surrounded.
Yeah, at least from what you can see from the south.
Well, yeah, I said from the looks of it.
Yeah.
Back of tricks. Hmm. So, anyone got any plans for how we approach this?
Anyone who can't see well in the dark.
Gregor would raise his hand, I imagine.
That's what heaven.
Oh, Heaven Mind talks to Yecht.
You check.
Echek, sorry.
Ishak.
Ishak, okay.
Yeah. Okay, so first of all, and second of all, so Heaven, you hear, a mighty fortress indeed. Let those who think the nose savages beware. Of course, we. Well, from what we can see, at least I only know this: attacking it head on would be a Those approach.
Use chat to mind talk with Ishak.
Yeah, like yeah, like yeah, like the entire the dialogue. Yeah, the dialogue. Uh, uh, yeah, like actually, stop typing. I'll like put that in the chat so we can like keep it.
Keep it moving.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
I just want to like keep the conversation recorded since we're doing this.
All right. Fair enough.
Still haven't mind talks. So we should find a way to sneak in.
That it's definitely it's definitely a better idea than. Well, I mean, I'm sure the Leonin would attack it head on, and they would, and then that would go about as well for them as you would expect.
What about a distraction? Again, mind link.
Well, if you have one in mind, then by all means.
Heaven looks to be
Silver. Neku.
Yes.
Rudy is going to motion to the camp and then say, send Heaven out and see if there's any weak points.
You mean Hope?
Hope, yes. You can see through
Very well.
it, can you not?
I can. I'm just worried about getting spotted. They'll be shot down from the sky. But very well. All right.
Well,
I'll do it.
if he
Yes.
flies high enough, then I'm sorry.
Just the outskirts. We need to know if there's any weak points in the first line of defense.
as Heaven flies up heaven as Hope flies up heaven states maybe if we create some sort of distraction and we and sneak in.
I have an idea to sneak in. It won't need a distraction, but we'll need to be under nightfall.
And
It was at this I would imagine Gregor would make a mention of, like, oh, well, I've got this bag of tricks I stole. Well, I took off of a monster, and it allows me to pull out a variety of animals. Maybe they could serve as a bit of a distraction.
I prefer to see if there's an easier way in before we try to tackle it head on.
Fair enough.
All right. Hope's going to scout out whenever we get to that point.
Okay. Okay. Wait. Hope. I'm gonna allow you to roll. Stealth, and go ahead and roll stealth. Like Hope's a pretty good color to camouflage against the sky.
Also, really quick, before you send Hope out, if I could do something.
Okay. Okay.
Roll stealth with advantage just to see, and just to stay quiet.
They're high in the air, but okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but basically, all
You don't need to
basically all-
explain it.
Yeah.
I got it.
Mm.
Continue.
Also, basically, all they had to do it was just avoid it rolling a nat 1. So good thing they were invisible.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you're about here right now. So, yeah, like you can definitely see the land and bridge that Danae was mentioning. Like, basically, the way on is on the other side of the river, but the plateau itself is on the same side as you. Now, so I'm gonna just like take control. Like, I'm assuming that Hope does like a full circuit of the area.
Yeah.
Okay, in that case, I'm going to take control. Well, so the first thing you see are like there are palisades. It's basically there are palisades just set up along the pathway with Noel Archer is like stationed in basically behind each one, and down on the ground level there's just like several just mobs of just like gnolls. Now, over to the north is where you find something a little bit interesting. It's actually much less well fortified in the north. Like there's only a few sentries. He's not a lot of fortifications set up. Seems like they're mainly expecting an attack from the south. Well, probably from the Leonin. Yeah. And then, do you investigate inside the a greater palisade?
No, that'll be too risky.
Okay, then.
I'm just trying to see any weaknesses in the fortress.
Yeah. Well, you spot 3 gaps in like the wall they have set up. Here, like obviously like the main entrance, and also here and here.
Okay.
Or like which are basically like basically entrances for like sentries to get through onto their outposts. Yeah, and as you get like kind of close, you don't hear much, but you do hear a guy shouting.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a very deep guttural voice shouting in a language that you do not understand.
Okay. When Hope flies back, Ciela would open her eyes once more, and she relays the information. So we have a weaker side up north. They're likely expecting some sort of resistance down south, based on how their movements are. There's 3 main entrances, from what I've seen. One's on the cliff side where the land bridge is made out of. One's down south for which has the most resistance I have seen so far, and one's up north.
So, DM out of character. Would Talos know an alternative way to get into the other side of the plateau?
Well, it's a plateau, so you could go around it.
Well, I mean, a safe way to go around it.
Well, it's the Valley of Life. It's the Valley of Life and Death. Nowhere is safe. But
relatively speaking,
yeah, like you do know, you do know that the area directly to the north of the plateau is mostly swamp. Go ahead and roll survival to see if you know a safe route. You know a route. You wouldn't exactly call it safe. I'm getting an echo.
Is it from me? Okay. Anyway.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Well, so that's what you know.
I might know of a way for us to get around the plateau. I know a route, but it's not particularly safe.
We can always risk it and actually go up the south route. I do have an ability that would conceal us at night. The issue is we wouldn't be able to see very well. So we could be easily ambushed, but they wouldn't be able to see us at all. So it works both ways. With hope, I can probably direct us.
Well, my current thought process on this is that well, going through all this would be a bit too risky. So we'll try. Since this is a plateau, we'll try and circle around it. Maybe use the route that I know. If anything, it should be a little less dangerous than effectively, well, dancing along the borders of this fortress.
Oh.
But we can certainly wait for the cover of night to move more quietly and to be spotted less. What do the rest of you think?
I'm fine with that plan.
Really don't see any other choice.
All right, then. So, we'll wait for the cover of night and circle around the plateau, taking the route that I know. Now, see if we can't avoid detection, and well, while we're at it, maybe try and gather at least a little bit more information. But let's not risk it. The last thing we need is this entire place coming down on us.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Woodwood.
Yeah. So, sorry, just pulling up a couple of things. So you wait for nightfall then.
Wait for nightfall to circle, and then use the cover of darkness to circle around the plateau to the route that Talos knows.
Okay. The plateau's is pretty big. Getting around it is probably going to take up most of the night.
rather enter the plateau at night.
Yeah.
Right,
Either
then.
way, I just gotta alter a couple things really fast because I just got to adjust. I just got to adjust a couple of things for it.
He's got to adjust the combat encounter because one of our players is missing.
No, it's not that. I got to adjust the map for app to account for it being at night.
Oh yeah, by the way, I haven't mentioned this yet, but sorry if you hear rumblings in my microphone every now and again. There's a thunderstorm outside. Not much I can do about it.
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay, remind me, what's Hope's dark vision like?
Dark vision is 60 feet.
60 feet. Okay, and you've got 120, right?
Me, yes.
Okay.
Only seen through Gregor's token.
I mean, you can only see through Talos' token.
My dark vision is 60 feet as well. Just
Oh, I
good.
thought yours was 120.
No, mine's not superior. Mine's just regular.
No, I mean, I'm only seeing through Gregor's token.
Well, let me try and load up yours again.
I'm not seeing anyone right now, but I figured you're still setting it up.
Oh wait, actually, yeah. Like, I haven't moved you to the new map yet. Yeah, so yeah, I had to turn on dynamic lighting. Okay, yeah. Quickly look it up for me. Does Lux have night vision?
Sense perception. Doesn't look like it. No.
Okay, I will give him 5 feet. All right, so once darkness falls, like you start making your way around, and like to the south, like like you maintain some distance from the plateau, just like dodging in the odd knoll patrol all here and there, until you circle around to the north, and eventually you reach a swampy area. Like it, like so. Talos, those yeah, roll yeah. So Talos, I assume you're the one taking the lead in this one.
Yeah, since he happens to know. Well, the route.
Okay, roll survival to see how easily you navigate it.
Did we
Oh
move
boy.
maps?
How you can and do the help action. How do you intend to do it?
No, I said. All I said was, did we move maps yet? Because I'm still seeing nothing.
No, we've not moved maps yet.
Okay, I was just curious.
Okay, so Talos, you do manage to pick out a pretty safe path. Ethla, you basically you managed to point out things like quicksand, and then poisonous plants, and like basically you managed to avoid like all kinds of annoyances that would have slowed you down. And you make pretty good time. And you get you're nearing basically the turning point where you'll be facing the entrance from the north. And eventually, well, as you're nearing it, you start to smell something. You guys, okay, and now is where we move maps. You guys are in the bottom right corner.
Okay.
Is anyone smelling that?
It is a foul stench.
It's the swamp, isn't it?
Roll nature.
Nature. Where is it? Here we go.
I mean, this certainly smells bad, but also roll perception. Well, the swamp definitely smells bad, but there is something moving up ahead, and the smell is coming from that direction. There's something moving. Not
Something. Not friendly.
Generally a safe if assumption in this place, but it's coming from this direction.
Talos,
Down.
Talos holds up a hand and he points towards the mountain. He says, "Everyone, stay alert. Whatever that smell is, it's coming from beyond the mountain over there. Stay quiet, and we'll try to get by."
Yeah.
For the set, yeah, keep it as is.
Yeah. So, what do you do?
I'm gonna send Hope out.
Okay. Roll stealth with advantage. I think like there's a lot of cover for you to hide behind. Like like the trees are pretty dense here. Okay, so Where's Hope? Is this Hope?
Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't sure. I'm zoomed out very far right now. So yeah, Hope follows their nose, and eventually, like hiding in the trees, is they see yeah, no, they see this hideous thing. Just and just and just like it's just and like it's that this hideous creature just munching on what looks like an alligator corpse. No, crocodile.
Syl simply frowns, seeing for Hope's gaze, and then she returns her own as Hope flies back. That is big.
What did you say?
I actually don't know what it is, but it looks like it's munching on a corpse of an alligator.
Okay, now that you've heard that, and it's definitely a big creature, and what it eats, roll nature with advantage, Talos. That's enough. That is a catableps. I think that's how they're pronounced. They're they've been known to they live in swamp here, and also you've heard of them in swamps being in swamps outside the valley. They smell horrible, like enough that they can actually use their stench as a weapon. And they're extremely territorial. They'll attack anything they see.
Well, that's a bad sign. That is a Talos will say the name. I can't.
Yeah, like it's I've known about this name for years. I still don't know how to pronounce it.
It's one of those things that your mind just sort of flubs, and it's like, oh yeah, I know that one, but you don't know how to pronounce it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Talos goes into detail of explaining what it does, how it is essentially the stench of death, how it's incredibly territorial, and we probably want to stay away from it.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Silo, do you intend to scout any further?
Yes.
And okay, so flying around, like the trees are the trees here are generally very dense, basically too dense and to really walk through on foot. But you do find a gap up here. Then, while flying over these treetops, you also see what looks like a large bird's nest. It's full of big eggs. You see some shiny objects in there. You also see a whole bunch of corpses in this pond. And that's all you find and that is what you find in this area.
Past it, I see a bird's nest as well with some gold and shiny objects, it looks like. And I see a pond with a bunch of corpses in it. Other than that, I'm going to send Hope back to me because it's going too far out.
Yeah.
The woods is also very dense ahead. So we'll have to go past the beast to get further on, I'm assuming. Unless Talos, you know the way around?
Well, as I said, this creature is very territorial, so while we were talking about distractions earlier, I think a distraction of an animal variety may be prudent. It will give us the chance to speed past it.
At the same time, I'm not sure we should be spending Chaos's magical item that can't be replenished when they're not
It-
around.
No, it can be replenished. It automatically replenishes every day.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a one-time, then that creature's
Yeah.
gone thing.
No, it recharges.
It's like a
Okay.
Pokeball.
Alright, in that case, go ahead.
All right. Of course, Gregor steps up and he shows the bag of tricks. We can certainly use this. Talus for a moment thinks, and he telepathically links with Lux, and he says, "Well," and he says to the creature, "Lux, I know you're capable of coming back. Should I summon you? But, well, I suppose I want your opinion on that. Are you willing to lead this creature away, or will you prefer to, well, not?"
And like, and like, Lux sniffs the air, and then like recoils. Like he doesn't like you get a very strong non-verbal verbal no from this. Like he doesn't want to fight this thing alone.
Very strong non-verbal fuck no.
Yeah.
It was a silly suggestion anyway. But seems like the bag of tricks may be our best option here. So let's try and at least get as close as possible, and then Gregor should unleash the animals that he can.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, does this creature see by sight or by scent?
Well,
15 nature Talus would know this, I would think.
yeah, both. Like, he's pretty good at both.
Okay.
Better at smell.
Better at smell. Got it.
It's better at sniffing things out, but it does have decent enough eyesight.
Alrighty. That's not going to help us here.
All right, then. So, is everyone agreed on this plan?
Yeah.
Okay, then. Everyone get ready to sneak past, and Gregor, get your bag of tricks ready.
Mm-hmm. All right. So are you gonna sneak? Are you gonna sneak up close us first, or are you gonna throw out the animal first?
Actually, that's a good thought. Throw out the animal first and command them to lead them away.
All right then. And so, in Chaos's name, will you please roll the d8 to see what you pull out? Okay. Let me find the thing. Yeah. There it is. Okay, so pulls out a sort of a gray. He pulls out a sort of a gray like a lump of fur, throws it out, and it shapes itself into a baboon.
Not bad.
Okay, where did I put it? There it is. And then like on your command, he goes like, and just like starts sprinting across the treetops, like shrieking at the top of its voice. And then a little bit later, you hear a roar, and you hear crashing through the trees as the catapleps follows.
All right, everyone, move.
Okay, everyone, make a group stealth check with advantage.
Alright.
All right.
Okay.
Stealth, stealth, stealth. Gregor also needs to make a stealth check.
Yep. Okay, so the 16, the 17, and the nat 20 counteract the 2 sevens. And like, you hear it. You hear it stop for the voice. Okay, so you obviously like take a widest breath possible, and you hear the sound stop for a moment, and then thump, thump, thump. You almost hear like footsteps approaching you for a moment. Thud, thud, and as it growls, it seems to be coming closer to you. And then you hear a crash as from the baboon, and then and the catobleps just keeps chasing it off.
All right, move, move, move.
Yeah. And then you make your way past the catobleps' territory.
That's a handy little bag.
We better keep moving.
Right. And we'll keep moving as silently as we can ever onward.
Yeah. Yeah. So right now you're top middle, all headed towards the left.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so Al. So at this point, and is when you and you reach and you. This is where you spot the corpse pond. And as you if you get a bit closer on the other side, you can just make out the nest as that Silo mentioned.
What sort of creature would call this place its home? Well, aside from the obvious.
Actually, looking at that nest, roll nature. This will not be a hard one.
Okay. Just give me a minute.
Yeah, I said not a hard one, and it is not a hard one. That's a rock's nest.
A rock's nest?
The big
It's
bird.
a type of bird.
Right.
Yeah.
Think
and
twice the
basically,
size. Think twice the size of a person.
Oh,
Gotcha.
much bigger than that.
But yeah, generally in that ballpark idea.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tyler says, looks like the rocks might have claimed this place as their own. Probably would explain the corpses.
Yeah. Like, the rock doesn't seem to be here, and Silo did mention that there was eggs and shinies in there. You know that those eggs are good eating if you can survive the reprisal.
Yeah, no, we're continuing on.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not exactly, well, starving for food at the moment.
But yeah, like, so rock's nest, it's like a big eggs. Probably it probably got quite a bit of treasure in there too. Rock nowhere to be found? Question mark.
We're continuing on.
Smart.
Yeah, I'm
Wow.
not risking this.
I really want the treasures, though.
No, we're continuing on.
You guys are boring.
It's such an obvious trap.
Yeah, but that's what makes it fun.
Let's not, please. But yeah, we're continuing on.
All right. You circle around over here, and then you just slide down this little slope right here, which Lux has an interesting time getting past that. And then hold up now, and then you move along like you're past the swamp at this point. And pardon me while I keep talking while adjusting, so I can adjust the light in the final map too. Yeah, and well, there's some very smelly swamp of water in your clothes now.
That'll come out.
Prestidigitation.
Yeah, we got magic.
Indeed. It so I'll move you to the final map at this point. You're on the other side now. Looking.
We can't see.
You're at the top. You're at the top right.
We can't
It's
see.
completely black.
Still turning on your night vision. Some of you should be able to see at this point.
Yay!
Yeah, I'm able to see 5 feet ahead.
Yeah, that's. Yeah. So. Yeah. Okay, can you see now, Rudy?
Yep.
Right. That's everyone. And it's like you're in a couple of hours before dawn at this point. And so if you want to slip in, now is very likely the best time.
Okay. So.
You have a bit of but you do have a bit of time now to at least to sit down and plan things out, which I think we can get to next session. Because we are coming up on time.
My plans. Don't know about y'all people.
Yeah. Well, that is a thing that you can discuss.
That's a big radius. Okay.
Yeah. Well, that's our session. Thank you all for coming.
Alright, thank you all for tuning in. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
See ya.
Yeah.